ladies and gentlemen. I almost broke my microphone again. Yeah, blame it. Episode 361. We are the Millie Goats. Shout out, best OL coach in the country. It is January 21st, 2026. Let us be the first to wish you and yours a happy National Sweatpants Day. That's near and dear to our hearts, man.
Got them on.
Hey,
I actually have sweatpants shorts on.
Dude, when you started that trend back in the day,
yeah,
that was it. That was the one.
I wear them. I wear those to sleep in now because it's gotten a little colder. I can't just wear like the short pajama shorts. I gotta wear the sweatpants shorts.
You have pajama shorts?
Oh yeah, because it's like.
How long have I known you had pajama shorts?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to wear some type of clothing when I sleep because our kids wind up coming into our room. So
okay.
I went with the thinnest material because boxers are sometimes a little too short. Well, actually, I don't even wear boxers. I wear briefs. So, those are too tight to sleep in my opinion. So I either go boxers or pajama shorts.
I didn't even know
But during the fall and winter, I changed to sweatpants shorts because they're a little thicker.
Are you buying them now like that, or are they?
Yes.
Okay. Because remember, back in the day, we just cut them off. I still wear the ones from App State, dude. Those Nike sweatpants.
Yeah.
Those things look like parachute pants, basically. Back before joggers, dude. Telling you. Look, there's no beating around it, dude. Our teams are done. Football's dead. It sucks. You weren't here on Sunday.
It's one of those things. It was like, when this Sunday comes, we're going to be like, one day that Sunday ended for us, and it was last week, and we didn't even know it. We didn't even know that was our last one.
I wish we knew when the good times. I wish we were in the good old days before they actually were the good old days.
I never once thought until we had 57 yards on our last defensive drive that took the Broncos down the field for them. I never once thought before that we were losing that game.
I think that was the worst. Like,
we dominated the whole game. We dominated the whole game.
Turnovers, man.
We had 5 turnovers. Shout out Josh Allen for that. But I mean, their two second touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns they scored, other than the big offensive lineman touchdown, their 2 passing touchdowns they had was Trey White went out for 1 play. We brought in we brought in Dane Jackson, and they scored on him. And then Hancock came out, and Savage came in for 3 plays, and they got him. And it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. Shouldn't happen. But hey, credit the Broncos. They took advantage of a bad situation.
They did. I mean, they've been doing it all year. So they do. They come back in the fourth quarter. Like, you can't let them hang around. It was like the Bears. It was like, if you let the Bears have the ball last, they're going to hang around, and then they're going to find a way to do something ridiculous.
Which they did.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't matter, but they did it in the end. But today's show, we're going to talk Natty. We're going to talk Indiana. I did a little recap show, so we don't have to go into great detail about that, but I want to get your opinion on it. We're going to talk NFL coaching. We're going to talk the Bills, because the Bills, yes, they lost, but holy cow, it's an absolute circus up there. And then we're going to talk a little bit of division. It's way too early. The J-Bones and I will do a full divisional preview on Friday. But we're just going to do a couple little games on the divisional round.
Well, there's only 2, so we'll do a couple.
Yeah, that's right. We'll do a couple games. 2 games. 2 games. We will do a couple of games. So, but first, shout out Gary hitting us up on Twitter. He won the college football. Attaboy, Gary. College football pick'em contest. So he will be getting a hat and some cash. I'm thinking about stuffing the cash in the hat. So
what if you? Never mind.
So,
if you stuff the hat in the cash? But that didn't make any sense.
Well, speaking of money, cash, hats. These hats, the rope hats at howdy.hats.enc. B. McCormick is here, which means that I will tell him that he will get his hat. J-Bot has the hats that are made from howdy.hats.enc. And Gary will be getting one of these custom-made hats. We will mail it to him with some money. Boom. So shout out at howdy.has.enc. They're beautiful. And the next thing we got to talk about real quickly is this winter storm, dude. What do we do? Is this thing for real or not? Because this fake classic fake news, they get everybody all riled up. And your boy
Well, the past 2 days have been crazy because I've been working NASCAR media days because everybody's tuning up for Daytona. And there's two main things I've been following. It's the Bills situation, but it's also been this storm because we were right in the mix of it. And yesterday, as of yesterday, it was the Charlotte area is going to get 12 to 20 inches of snow. So I'm like, hey, buddy, we hadn't seen that. We hadn't seen that in 30 years. So, I was like, telling my wife, I'm going to the grocery. I went to the grocery store last night just because of the work schedules, everything that's going on later in the week. And then I get there today. I sit down. I'm like, let me check on this storm, and it's everything pushed north. So obviously, the first thing that came to my head.
I love it.
This storm can't handle an SEC schedule. And when you can't handle an SEC schedule, you enter the transfer portal and you go to the Big Ten.
Retreat, baby. Retreat. Everybody, you know what everybody's going to say when it hammers the north? This is what everybody says in our comments on our map. You know what? Where'd this storm come from? It came from the south, didn't it? That's how it got so strong, and that's how it pounded the north.
That's right.
It came from the south. That's what everybody says about our graphic. Where'd all the players come from? In your little circle. Well, guess what, dude? Pat Mahomes was born and raised just outside of Dallas. But I'm not giving the Dallas Cowboys credit for Super Bowls because Pat Mahomes was born there. Who cares? Where did you play football? Stop telling me where did they come from.
Tom Brady's from San Francisco. We didn't give the Niners 7 extra trophies.
That's right. Should have.
Gronk, the Buffalo didn't get a Super Bowl for Gronk.
Facts. So stop. That is the worst argument I've ever heard. Yeah, well, where'd the players come from? What?
But on a serious note about this storm, I talked myself into getting excited because initially I was like, "There's no way that storm, like they do this to us all the time. We're not gonna get hit." And then as I'm laying there last night, I talked myself into it. I'm like, "We're gonna get snow."
You believe?
I ordered snow bibs for the kids. I was ready.
It still can happen though.
Well, now it's just ice, which is also kind of terrifying because where the peninsula that I live on, we're so far back. I'm worried that without having a 4-wheel drive car, we could be stuck. And if the power's out because of this ice storm and a tree knocks out a power line, they can't get back there to us. What are we gonna do? But we're ready. We're prepared.
I'm looking up how do we affect this storm to get it to come back south so it snows. And I think the answer is just to everybody in the south needs to fart a lot, all consecutively and simultaneously, so that the warmer air and the humidity draws the cool air back down. Because hot air rises, and if we all fart enough, it'll go up.
I think that's what's pushing it up, though. Is a wind from the Gulf or something? I don't know. It's a north headwind. I don't know.
From the Gulf of America.
Yeah,
damn,
it's pushing it up a little bit.
It's Lane Kiffin's fault somehow. I bet. Well, Dre Day's here. How's it going, Dre Day?
I think Tech still might get hit pretty well, though. The northern part of North Carolina is going to get hit pretty good, I think, still.
Well, I went out, and, we got all these people. Everybody's a meteorologist now on social medias. My models say this. My models say that. I went out and bought a generator. Well, we live in hurricane area, too, so I got this smaller one, but it's going to lead me to getting a bigger one that we can hook up to our house. So this is like hey, if we need this one, I'll use it. If we don't need it.
Do you have gas?
I'm getting gas tomorrow. I got oil. I got gas. I got this thing. Hey, man, this thing, you can hook some stuff up to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you that right now. So, but I just want you to know that I talked myself into it too. And I called my wife. I was like, look, BMO is getting all the snow now. So he's going to get all the snow day.
Because he moved up north.
That's right. He knew what he was doing. He's a big snow guy.
And can we talk about this model? Like the snow is blue or pink. What is this red?
That's the probability of at least minor winter weather impacts, and it says North Carolina. Most of North Carolina is in the 90%.
Yeah,
all you got to do if you want to get
old.
yourself going on social media, I think the next winter storm, we just need to make a model of the USA, and just like our models are showing that this is going to be a 117% catastrophic.
It seems like to get people going, all you need to do is put anything up there with a map on it. I mean, you put anything up there with a map on it and just talk about something, people are going to get going in the comments.
That's exactly right, dude. I'm telling you, the next winter storm, you know what we need to do? God, we got to figure out some sort of meteorologist where we can just start ranking. We just start making maps. That's the next one. We'll figure it out. We'll get on that. Secondly, the room layout debate. We're going to do this. You said you wanted to do this last show. You weren't here, so I saved it.
Oh,
so people that can't listen to the podcast. By the way, if you're listening to the podcast, shout out. Oh, there's Tiger Stripes.
Hey,
I finally got your email, by the way, dude. I got your email address. So, Sweeping the Internet is a designed room. If you're not listening, if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see it, but we're going to show 2 pictures on the show. By the way, like, subscribe, pass it along to a friend, all that stuff. Apple Podcast, Spotify, so on and so forth. On your screen, there's a bedroom layout where you walk in the door. Okay. When you walk in the door, to your right, there is a cubby kind of hole where a desk is. This is layout 1. And directly in front of you when you walk in the door is a cabinet. And then in the back corner opposite of you is where the bed is. Okay.
You can see the bed from the door.
So if the room is L-shaped, if you're looking at an L, the desk and the cubby are at the top of the L. The bed is down where the corner of the L is. And then there's a bookcase that's on the end of the L on the very lower bottom part. I think that's a good way to describe it.
But you can see the whole bed from the door.
Yes. Yes. And so the view we're looking at is from the ceiling. Like you're looking from basically the ceiling fan at this L. And then layout 2 is it's still the same L-shaped room, but the bed is at the top of the L, the very tippy top. The desk is now in the corner where the L meets, makes the L, and then the cabinet's in the same place.
First, I don't know how many of our listeners are like this, but I don't think any of them, myself included, put cabinets in our room. That would be what's called a closet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or a dresser drawer. It's definitely not a cabinet.
It's not a dresser because the doors don't slide out. They slide across.
It's a closet.
I'll give you that. It's a closet. It's more like a chest.
It's not a cabinet though.
It looks so I couldn't think of the word. So anyways, these 2 layouts, 1 and 2, people are trying to figure out which one's the best one. Where do you reside on this? I can't remember what you said.
Me and BMO were debating on it. BMO says that 1 is the absolute number 1 pick, but my argument is 2. And there are reasons for 2. Some I can talk about, some I can't necessarily talk about. But the main argument for me is if you are sleeping and an intruder comes into your room, they have direct shot at you if they open that door. If you choose layout 1. If you choose layout 2, they don't have direct shot or hit at you, and they're going to have to turn and look at you where you can be ready to hit them first.
So you're thinking of your family.
For safety. For safety.
I kind of like, the only reason I would choose layout 1 is because that desk fits so nicely there, but also I don't really want a giant window in my face while I'm working at a desk. Because who knows where that window faces? It could be sun in your face all the time.
Well, and if you're ADD like myself, you're going to look out that window the whole time.
Yes.
And you're not going to get any work done.
I need to be away from that.
And who doesn't put a curtain on their window?
Facts.
The only argument for me for 2 is I'm a hang off the bedder.
Yeah.
Like I hang like one of my arms off the bed or something, or I put my arm underneath my pillow and the top part of my hand hangs off the bed or something, and that would mess me up because top part of the bed. Like I'd have to sleep. Well, I don't know if your wife's like this, but my wife makes me sleep on the side that's closest to the door.
Mm.
So for one, that would work for me. But if I was on the other side next to the wall, I'd be screwed too. So
I think layout 2 is the way to go.
I do too.
I think layout 2 is the way to go. That's the one where the bed's at the top of the L. It's in this little cubby.
It's the perfect spot for it. It's more room. Look how much more room you have.
You know what, Tiger Stripes? Look at this. Where's the TV going? You can't put it anywhere if you go layout 1. Where are you going to put it? Huh?
You're right.
You got no room for a TV in there.
You're
It's
right.
a great point. Great
Listen.
point. Oh, but if you go layout 2, you can put it over the computer here.
Yeah.
Sold. So that's a football answer, Tiger Stripes.
Yes.
It's exactly what I'm talking about. If you wash your sheets, Sarah says, it's easier to change them in layout 1. If you wash your sheets.
Well, we know who does the laundry in that house.
That's true, dude. My son has a layout similar to this, and it is absolutely impossible to get the stretchy sheet on there.
We just got a new bed for my daughter, and it's one of those high risers. It's like a bunk bed, but there's no bed underneath, so you can just play underneath it. And we put it up against the wall in her room. It's like I can't get to the back corner. Yeah. I have to physically get on the bed to put that corner of the sheet on.
You got to get on the bed, and then you got to time the stretch right.
Yeah,
you got to get all the other corners on, and then you got to go really fast because
you got to hop. You got to hop
up so you get off the corner. I've done that move plenty of times.
It's so true. It's so true.
We built my son one of those bunk beds. No humble brag. I built it out of my bare hands, dude. Got the lumber.
You said we. Who helped?
Well, it was technically me, and then my father-in-law helped me finish it. So I actually built the frame and everything, and then it was one of the things I'm proud of.
I don't think this one would be that hard because you could do the two top sheets before you do the bottom. The two top corners, you could do those before you do the bottom.
Well, you change your sheets every month?
Once a month? See, like that's the issue though, because if you go back to one, one is similar to how my daughter's bed is now. You can reach 3 of the corners, but that last corner is the hard corner. Oh. You can't do it.
That back corner, I don't like it. I'm 2 all the way. 1, because you can put a TV somewhere.
And I like 2 because when you open up that closet, you got space to change right there.
Yes, you do.
You don't have changing space.
You might get clipped right here.
Yeah.
You might get high low.
Yeah, so, where's the mirror go at in 1?
2 all the way. I mean, you lost the lamp. The lamp apparently disappeared, but I'm definitely team 2. I've decided. Team 2.
Yeah, 2.
All right. Let's salute football to the national championship. I'll hit it. I'm right here. I'm on it. Yeah, we're saluting. That was a good tune-up, man, because football's about to end. So the constant content that's where we thrive, though, is coming up with stupid stuff that you don't think you need to talk about, but we will. That's our wheelhouse. So most people whose shows quit and end because oh my God, we don't have football. What are we going to talk about? Nonsense. We'll find
3 games left. 3 games left.
3 games. There's hockey that's coming on. Golf's getting riled up. Like there's plenty of sports. We don't have to, don't get us wrong. We love football. I cannot believe football is almost over. It's crazy. Indiana. First college football playoff national championship. 3rd in the row for the Big Ten. 21-27. I would say that this game is an absolute all-time classic. Would you agree? Would you think this is a class? Would you classify this as a classic or just a really good game?
Well, I have a confession to make because I traveled all day Monday. I was gone on vacation, celebrating my father-in-law's 70th birthday. Shout out him. I was worn out on Monday, and I had to be up really early on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So at halftime, I was like, I'm going to let the first possession happen. If Miami scores, I'm going to fight through and stay up. If they don't, I'm going to bed.
Legacy drive then.
They did not score on the opening possession, so I was like, all right, I can't do it. I'm going to bed. And then with the 157 text messages that I had when I woke up from all the group messages that you have me in, I realized that
more
I missed
BMO than it is me.
I realized I missed the game of a lifetime.
Dude, it was awesome.
I did watch the highlights though, and holy cow. I mean, shout out to Mendoza.
Dog.
Like, some people like him, some people don't. You got to respect the effort and the fight.
Well, this is what we were talking about with TJ and Josh. It was like, do I think he's going to be an all-world NFL quarterback? Because that's what everybody's talking about now. Should the Raiders take him home? Take him at 1? I'm like, I don't really care. What I care about is that Cignetti basically said, hey, Mendoza, 4th down, 3rd down, multiple times 4th down late in the game. Do you want to go for it? Yes. And what does he do? Just dot, back shoulder fade. Spinorama, running over people to get the 1st down. Like every time they called Fernando Mendoza's name to make a play when they needed him to make a play, he made the play. Every time. He made the throw. He made the run. Like it didn't matter what it was on 3rd and 4th down. This dude was nails. Like it was unbelievable.
Well, what he did was, cement his Heisman Trophy that he deserved it. Because there was questions about did he really deserve it? He didn't, this and that. Like look at his stats compared to whoever's. But I mean, he proved that he deserved it in the biggest game of the year, in the biggest game in Indiana football history.
Every time, dude, he made it was.
I mean, you can
insane.
argue that outside of Texas Tech, he beat the 3 best defenses in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it was what a game. Like shout out to Miami too, though.
Hey,
shout out
good
to
team.
Indiana.
Good teams lose, great teams cover.
Hey, 10.5, dude. I had so many parlays hit that night. Basically on the Mark Fletcher, on Miami plus 10.5 and 12, whatever we brought it, and then what was Becker 3 catches. I did so many parlays off of that, all of them hit. Shout out Becker.
And I hated the fact that one of the first things that I saw when I opened up social media was Fletcher punching a guy.
God, dude.
And it's well, show me the clip too of him waiting to give Mendoza a hug and tell him that he played a good game. Like, don't just show me the one clip of him having a bad moment after he just lost probably the most important game of his life.
And somebody said that one of the coaches, somebody said something about his dad. And if you know anything about his story, you can't do that. If that's true, you can.
Right. And look, people have bad moments, and I don't know. I feel like we've found out what type of person he is based on his story. I don't know. I just don't think that he did that just randomly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Show me another example of that. I mean, I haven't seen anything.
Exactly. And, after that, he waited on Mendoza to tell him good game. And he did a good, I don't know.
By the way, in the 3rd quarter, Miami's defensive coordinator was like, we're going to play man coverage because we're not about to let them carve us up all the way down the field. But another thing from this, Tony is absolutely electric. His YouTube highlight film is probably absolutely ridiculous.
Is he in the portal?
Is he? I don't know.
Look, this is why social media is bad. I saw it. I didn't know. I didn't do the research to find out if it was true or not.
I don't know.
But the boys up front,
I haven't seen anything.
The big boys up front that Miami has, holy cow,
dude! Indiana on defense, man, they are so disciplined. Watching. The reason that Fletcher had a big run is because somebody was out of position. I can't remember what it was, and because every time you watch Indiana, they meet at the point of attack, there are no gaps. They have such good gap control on defense. It's unbelievable. And shout out to all the JMU guys, like a JMU coach, and then 5 JMU guys up there making plays. One of them blocked the punt. We had a block punt.
Yeah.
The freaking what was I about to say? The clang off the goalpost. That wasn't a doink. It was a clang. Those uprights. I don't know if they weren't screwed on right or something, but they made a weird noise. I didn't like
No, they
that.
got to stop putting mics on the goalpost.
We
know that it hits the post. Like, we don't need the extra sound effects.
I don't like the chain rattling. I like the one that goes dong. I don't like the.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But yeah, it was. I mean, Carson Beck got the ball to.
And
he had his chance, dude. Legacy drive.
In all 3 of Miami's losses, he's thrown an interception.
Dude,
and
by the way,
as the Georgia fans are like, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you.
By the way, the play on that by the defensive back was phenomenal, right?
Yeah, because they were in cover 2.
Yes, cover 2. They didn't have anybody occupy the flat, so he just kept bailing.
Yep.
And Carson Beck underthrew it, and boom, pick. It was incredible.
Well, and I think too, I don't know what other clips you have, if you have pictures or videos that you can show, but it's like
I have pictures. I don't know
where they showed that, the fact that Adidas hasn't released a commercial yet with Mendoza, and you just had the clip up of Notre Dame running that quarterback draw against Miami. Well, Mendoza also ran that same quarterback draw when he was in Cal in the 4th quarter.
Oh.
And Miami lit him up.
Basanti, I saw that.
It was the same guy that he ran over, or that he bounced off of. So Mendoza knew that play. Obviously, Notre Dame took it from Cal, and then Cignetti took it back and gave it back to Mendoza. And Miami stopped him last year. So Adidas needs to make the commercial of Miami stopping him, Mendoza training.
Yep.
And then Mendoza running the same play that won them the national championship. I mean, I don't know how Nike would have already released it. Nike would have already released it. I can't believe Adidas hasn't.
That's beautiful. I like that. And also, troll level 1,000, the final boss in trolling. Cignetti beating you with a play that he took from the team that thought they should have been in over Miami. It's just all-time troll.
Yep.
So that was incredible. Speaking of the Adidas guy, the CEO was there, Bjorn Golden, wearing a split Indiana-Miami jersey in mismatched shoes.
One shoe looks bigger than the other.
Yeah,
his whole left side of his body looks bigger than the right side of his body.
He's got some what was that Quagmire in Family Guy when he discovers the internet.
When he discovered that 2 teams for Adidas were playing in the championship.
Yeah. Dude, this is gross. It's like giving me it's like when you're wearing 3D glasses when you're not supposed to be wearing 3D glasses. That's what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? When you put 3D glasses on and everything looks like purple and red, it's just weird. So this guy, shout out to him though, getting a custom jersey. I mean, that's stuff you only see. Like these are 2 of his kids or something.
Yeah. Who does he call? Who does he call to get on the sidelines?
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
His team?
Well, yeah, if you're an old player or, huge donor to the school, you have somebody at the school that you call to get you.
Do you think
who's this guy call?
Do you think he Travis Kelce's mom, because he's like, oh, she wore a split jersey.
He's like, oh, that's cute. Let me make one.
How do you get on the sideline? Forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. I don't even remember what it was. But this guy, do you think he even watches football?
No.
Do you think he's more of a soccer guy?
It
seems like more.
His name's Bourne.
Yeah. No, I mean, baby, we were born to run. This guy,
Bourne Nietmeyer, App State guy.
Born to be wild.
Born the USA.
Sometimes you should let it be yours. Hit him with the usher. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, okay. Enough Bruce Springsteen. This was a picture of the first game in the Cignetti area. era. Somebody, Nice Bison, shout out you on Twitter, found this picture that he took whenever it was the first game of the Cignetti era like 2 years ago. And there's
Jeez.
literally people, if you can't see the photo, it's Indiana's football stadium and probably 400 people in the stadium,
Yeah.
in the seats. So pretty funny. Cignetti, 2022, 8-3 at JMU. 2023, 11-1 JMU. 2024 at Indiana, 11-2, and then 16-0. That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you know who one of those 3 losses are that they've had since 2023?
oh, you know I got that one, buddy. You know I got that one.
RIP.
Let's go. Oh yeah, RIP, Sean Clark.
Sean Clark. And honestly, Sean Clark might have had Cignetti's number
Oh,
because App State was up 28-3 on JMU in 2022
oh yes, I remember that.
when they bumped up.
Yep.
So App State should have beat him twice.
Mm-hmm. That's why Indiana won't schedule App State, you coward.
That's right.
And that shout out Walt Muff on Twitter. He said, lucky Cignetti didn't play App State because he's 39-3 in his last 42 games. His 3 losses, 1 to App State, 1 to Ohio State, 1 to Notre Dame.
That was the game too that we bet on with rookie.
Yes.
We were watching, and yeah,
that game was awesome.
Yeah,
that was a very fun game to watch with the boys. There's nothing like watching a game with the boys.
Yeah, because the overhit in overtime when we scored to win it.
Yep. That was God, dude, that was we put our life we were like absolute like stone cold, dead serious. Thank God it went to overtime.
Yeah.
Kurt Cignetti doesn't order beer. This is hilarious. You and I both screenshotted this. He orders alcohol content. According to a booster, Cignetti once attended a brewery event and referred to drinks strictly by ABV, no names, just results. And the reason he does is because he only has 1 beer, and he wants to be as efficient as possible. He wants to drink like a double IPA or a triple IPA or a Golden Monkey. That's always a common one at a brewery. And then it just gets you right to where you want to go, and then you leave.
I agree with this.
Hey, shout out Cignetti.
Well, we just did some stuff at a beer distributor plant, and it was like, my question to the guys was, if you could pick one thing out of here to take home, like what would it be? And some of the guys were like, oh, maybe I'll take the Guinness case or, whatever. I said I would take the IPA variety pack because that's not something I would ever buy, but it's going to get me, and I can have 1 or 2, and it's going to get me to where I need to go, and it'll last me however long it lasts me.
Yep.
Because if I got a case of Miller Lite, I'm drinking 12 of them.
Just yeah.
Because it's water.
Yeah. Dude, shout out the Rebel Pack from Sam Adams.
Dude,
that was one of the greatest.
RIP, another RIP.
RIPA. Dude, also, we should call him Cignati. He's a natty champion. And you know what? Somebody get Natural Light on the phone. Cignati Daddy.
What? Look, why?
Natural Ice, dude.
I'm sure his buyout is ridiculous, but why is all 7 of the NFL teams that are left looking for a head coach not calling him?
I don't know that he wants to go. I've seen reports that he doesn't want to go.
Why? Because he won't have full control?
Probably.
I mean, at this point, he's nearing the end of his career. He's like 65 or something.
Yeah.
Try it.
There you go. Eddie says the Raiders need to go get Indiana coach and Mendoza.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know why they're not.
Like, the funny thing is, like, the sports media, like when you watch all the sports shows today, they're all talking, is Mendoza going to be a good quarterback? Why doesn't Cignetti go to the end? It's like, dude.
Let him enjoy it. I know I'm adding to that, but let him enjoy the natty.
Yeah, I think Cignati and I think Natural Light should call Kurt Cignetti and be like, hey, you want 17% alcohol? We've got Natural Ice, and it tastes like kerosene, but it will get you to where you want to go. Cignati, make it happen.
He needs to get it's time.
Beer 30?
Beer 30. Yes, that's what it is.
It was beer 30, dude. The worst beer.
Dude,
That
it's
was
always time for a good time. Beer 30.
beer 30, except for when some of the cans aren't filled and they're just made or filled
Except
with
for
air,
when the only case in
like
the
the
store is
Lorax.
duct taped together.
Never forget when I brought the first one home. It was that what was it, Bill's Sitco?
Yeah.
Thing was laying on the floor in like the back of the beer store,
It's always
covered
time
in
for a good
covered in
time. Beer
covered in
30.
dust and lint.
Might be the worst beer we've ever
The only
tasted.
30 rack that was sold in North Carolina at the time, and we found it. Well, it wasn't really a 30 rack because half of them didn't even have beer in them. I don't even know how that's possible. How do you fill a can with air? Oh, dude! By the way, Signetti's face, man. Some of those are my funny. Like my favorite thing is to go look for videos where Signetti's like looking at the first down marker,
Yeah.
doing his eyebrows all crazy, and like seeing what people say above it. Like some dude said, me checking the green, 310 yards away before I top it 20 yards down the fairway. make sure the green's clear.
I love the one that said checking the minimums at the blackjack tables. It's so true.
Oh my gosh, dude. I love it. I can't remember. Mine was like looking down the beach to see how that dad set up that beach tent without trying to give it up by position. Oh, I love it. Indiana did not lose a fumble over his final 1,047 offensive plays in 15 games, only losing a fumble in the first quarter of its season opener. No other team since 2004 has gone more than 12 consecutive games in a season without losing a fumble.
Well,
They do everything right.
you
I mean, they're
protect the
old as
ball,
hell.
you're going to win.
We saw it in the NFL playoffs, did we not?
Yep.
The game-winning interception from Indiana, from Jamari Sharp, he was the nephew of Glenn Sharp, whose controversial pass interference penalty lost Miami the national championship game. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah. Is that redemption or is that revenge?
Was that Ted Ginn?
Yes.
Wow. Our uniforms used to look like that, dude. That's where we got our uniforms from, I think. Eddie says he reminds me of the dad who's meeting the first boy dating his daughter. Dude, that guy doesn't give anything up. It's hilarious. Carson Beck. He only lost 6 times playing at Georgia Miami. Four of those matchups, the final offensive snap was a Beck interception with a chance to win. So he not only did he do it this year, he did it at Georgia too.
Well, he graduated 2 years ago.
He didn't go to class. He said he didn't go to class.
Yeah.
People are mad at him because he didn't go and shake hands with Mendoza or whatever. Look, man.
You don't do that after winning a natty. You let that. Nobody shakes hands after a national championship game.
There were people on the field with us the last one we won.
Yeah.
Didn't shake anybody's hand. Like we were ready to go. We were ready to party.
We were partying the last 4 minutes of the game.
It was awesome. Also, this Miami fan, he sold his food truck and bet the $30,000 on Miami Hurricanes and the over to win $150,000.
Jeez.
Is that a wise move to sell your food truck?
Well, where he messed up is he should have bet Miami plus 7.5.
What is he making there? It's New York City inspired halal. So I guess it's like a Jewish thing.
Yeah.
Habibli?
I don't know.
Oh, where he messed up was
Cuban
what?
Food? Where he messed up was he bet the money line. He didn't bet the spread.
You're exactly right. When you sent Miami plus 10.5, I was like, give me that. Give it to me all day.
Because there was a boost on it. You could boost any bet for the national championship. So I was like, I'm just going to slide this to give myself a couple more points and boost it. And then that's like I'm betting the straight.
Yeah. Good move. Big Ten has won 3 straight national titles for the first time in more than 80 years. The last time they did was 1940 Minnesota, 1941 Minnesota, 1942 Ohio State. And the last 3 have been Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana. And this is not a good look for Steve Sarkisian. This is absolutely hilarious because I can't remember when this was, May of last year, May 27th, Steve Sarkisian in his Texas burnt orange shirt says, quote, "This idea somebody's going to go 16-0 in college football, man, put a statue up somewhere of that team because I just don't know if that's going to happen again." That's what he said during his SEC spring meetings. Kurt Signetti's like, "Hold my 17% ABV beer, Sarkisian, and watch me go to work."
Well, and it's like, you know, if it was Ohio State or something, you could argue that they didn't really play anybody till the playoffs. But Indiana did.
Playoffs.
Indiana manned up and they bullied people. Indiana had more bowl game victories this year alone. They've won 6 bowl games their whole football existence. They had 3 of them this year. They had 3 of them before this year. They tied the amount of bowl game victories they had in one year this year.
They should build a statue of him, right? Is this too early to say statue?
No.
I think you need a statue of Signetti and you need a statue of the dive for Mendoza.
Well, I mean, look, if Sarkisian is right and that we're not going to see anybody go 16-0 ever again in college football, Indiana will have the last basketball team to ever go undefeated and the last football team to ever go undefeated.
Wow. I love what they did because they like broke through the glass ceiling of the possibilities for everybody. Now the issue is everybody thinks they're going to be able to find Signetti, and they're just going to be firing people left and right, being like, "Kurt Signetti did it with Indiana. You bum, get out of here." But I love the fact that everybody's talking like Indiana's like, "Oh, they've been a powerhouse for so long." Like, no, dude, they went on a rocket ship in 2 years because they got the right coach. They had people donate money. They had players that transferred to their school, which you wouldn't ever think they would. But he brought a bunch of good, hardworking dudes there that were older, and that's what you needed to win.
Knew his system already.
Yeah. So it's just like this idea that football is concentrated to the top programs now is stupid.
Hasn't he had the same defensive coordinator too the whole time he's been a coach?
I think both of his coordinators he's brought with him for like 20 years or something.
So well, yeah, I mean, they had 3 wins before he got there.
Yeah. So it's just it's why the SEC and the Big Ten are
they haven't had 3 losses since he's been there.
That's true. We just showed you his last 3 losses. Shout out App State. But the reason I love it is because the college football playoff works. Nobody can say it doesn't because we had Miami, who was the last team in, basically, right?
Yeah.
Go on a run and make the Natty. And then Indiana, amidst Ohio State, amidst Georgia, amidst
Michigan,
Alabama, at Michigan.
I mean, Penn State. Look at the Big Ten.
Like, they're the ones that came out and won it because there's avenues now in college football where you can be good very quickly if you get the right people, you get some money coming in, and you have a coach that coaches these kids. Like, Signetti is probably not an easy guy to play for. Like, he doesn't seem like somebody who's going to take any nonsense.
No.
Not to say they don't like him, but he doesn't seem like he's,
Well, I'm sure he just hold you accountable. Yeah.
But he's got old players too. Like he likes older football players.
Yeah.
And for that reason, because they understand like, okay.
Well,
they're not going to do anything too.
They're going there to win now. They're not going there to make a buck or to make, they're going there to win.
I think it was great for college football that Indiana won. And I hate that people are like, "Oh, they're under, jumping on the band. Oh, they're undefeated. They're great now." And it's like, no, you don't understand. This team was abysmal.
Well, I get that, but there's still also the excuse of Indiana has the most living alumni out of any school in the country. They have high profile alumni that's made a lot of money for themselves. So, the schools up north we should be seeing this because of NIL, because everybody makes more money up there. And it's not just the local car dealership giving people money like it is in the SEC.
Yeah.
So we should see this swing. And
Yeah.
schools like this, like Virginia is good now. Vandy's good now. Like they are a little bit better education wise than your typical SEC school. Now I know that'll get me roasted by SEC people that go to specifically Georgia, but you're really probably getting a better education at most of these northern schools that have like a better alumni and people in higher paying jobs at Fortune 500 companies and things like that. So like if they want their teams to be good, they can make them happen. They can make that happen now. But
I
you
love
got to
what
have the right person in charge. You got to have the right person
yes.
finding these kids and coaching them and not wasting your money that you're giving them to have. But
Well, you want kids that play. Like Signetti had dudes that played with him at JMU. Like they understand what it takes to play an entire game, to play an entire season, to play for 3 or 4 years. It's instead of looking at, there's all those pictures going around of the 5 stars that so and so has, and Indiana didn't have any, and
well, it was the right wave. Like everybody in that whole situation got to ride the right wave, the biggest
yeah,
wave, because usually you're already at your Big Four program. So kids come in and they transfer or they move on or whatever, or you're bringing kids in already. He was at a G5 school. He recruited good players and then he moved up. So he took those players with him. So he technically had players for 4 years, played in the same system for 4 years, do the same weight program for 4 years,
yeah.
listen to his same preaching and his tactics. And, they had the same coaching for 4 years. And that matters. I mean, it mattered. Like we talk
Well, it
about
matters to him
NCAA
too that he
tournament. We talk about the NCAA
yes,
tournament and seniors. It's like that mattered. And like, you could say, okay, these kids were transfers. Yes, they were. Signetti was technically a transfer. He was 2 years at JMU. He was 2 years at Indiana to get a pay grade. He was one of them, but they all did it together, and that proved to matter more than just getting a little bit better of a player.
yeah. I think that's a good point. Like it's he trusted them too, and they trusted him.
Yeah,
Like, and if
because
you're in
they've
a
been in
block,
the foxhole together.
exactly. That's what football's about. Like the teams that are flailing, and because you got all these kids that when things don't go their way, they're learning to quit and just leave. And that's a terrible precedent to set. Like the only thing they need to fix now is the timeline of they need to not play because the next year the playoff the championship's like a week late. It's like December or
It's this
January
weekend.
25th.
It's this
Yeah,
weekend.
like they got to fix the schedule. They got to fix the transfer portal. They're almost there. But what they're
I think just give me you play your conference. Winners of the conference go to a playoff. Playoffs done beginning of January.
yeah. I think you can have one out of conference game if you want, but I think you gotta. We gotta.
Give me 10 games, 10 or 11 conference games. You start the playoffs, conference championship week. You play every weekend, just like the FCS.
Yeah, they've got to fix the schedule. But what they're going to worry about is how many teams we need in the playoff. How many teams we need? What they should be doing is disband that committee, leave it like it is. Okay.
Well, they're going 16 teams next year, aren't they?
They missed the deadline, but I'm sure there's another deadline. So
They make the rules.
that's right. I know.
They move the goalposts
It's
like you
a
do.
government shutdown. Oh no, shit, not again. Final bowl records. Big 10 11-5, AC 9-5, Conference USA 4-3, American 5-4, Big 12 4-4. The only one Power 4 that had a losing record, the SEC was 4-10. College football playoff records, SEC was 3-5, Big 10 was 5-2, ACC was 3-1. Shout out Miami. This is a big bowl season.
Somebody was saying if you take away the college football playoff records, the Big 10 is then 6-3. And the ACC is 6-4.
Okay, so still that's
closer to everybody else. Really,
the question is
the SEC is 1-5.
Yes, that's not the question, but that's hilarious. Is the ACC now number 2? Big Ten's number one. It's not even a debate anymore. But is the ACC
Isn't
now
that
number
Austin
2?
Powers number 2?
Yeah. Number 2, that's right. I forgot about that. But that's the question. You could make an argument. Just saying. Shout out BetMGM for this little dandy. It's like a Carolina Panthers thing. 2001 again. Miami was in the Natty. We had a weak Heisman winner. Pretty sure that was Crouch or was it Couch? Crouch. And Mendoza. Rams had an MVP quarterback. Are the Patriots going to win the Super Bowl?
No.
People are saying not a weak Heisman winner. Come on now. Mendoza earned his Heisman.
Well, and look, I get trying to. I love the effort of trying to get ahead of things, but you can't put up there. Well, one is an opinion, because you could say Eric Couch isn't a weak Heisman either. I mean, he dominated Nebraska, but two of the things you got to have at least the MVP up there before you make this. He's a coin flip right now.
Yeah.
You're too early.
By the way, Matt Stafford, I see right through you, dude. You got the fake teeth and your hair. I can see that hairline way back there, buddy. He's grown it out, trying to do the messy so nobody sees through it, but we see through it. I know that move, Matt Stafford. So, and then here's our little graphic. I guess it's bacterial now. It's in the hundreds of thousands of. And people are all saying the same thing. They're mad at Montana because they don't know. Some people didn't know who Montana, what they won. And I'm like, okay, it's Montana State, first of all. Secondly, that game was electric. And then a lot of people made a different version of this map after we sent this out weeks ago, where they circled a little small spot where Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan all meet to say that the last 3 national title games came from there. And so I went on a rampage of like, that's cute, but come on. 4 weeks ago, we had already made this statement. And we had made this map. And, of course, if you make a map with any sort of red, blue, yellow shading on it, people will lose their minds. But they all said the same thing. Oh, where do all the football players come from? We just talked about that. So just know that football is firmly in the Midwest right now, and it's not even up for debate. College football, at least. The furthest south that the NFL, the Super Bowl could go would be Colorado. I guess L.A.
Yeah, L.A.
But we're in trouble.
The East Coast has a chance to be in trouble.
I mean, if you're an NFL team, if
you're a football,
I mean, yeah, if you're a football fan and you're East Coast, Southeast, you got to root for the Patriots. Otherwise, the East is completely eradicated from football royalty.
Not doing it.
I mean, I have to root for I guess I have to root for the Broncos or the Patriots.
Hey, we do have a friend that's a Broncos fan.
and remember that jersey? Well, no, he wasn't wearing a Broncos jersey though. Also, last bit of college football news, I think. Lane Kiffin revealed that advice from Nick Saban sealed his decision to leave Ole Miss for LSU. This is such a coward move, dude. Lane Kiffin is such a freaking slimy jabroni. He said, quote, when I called Coach Saban and talked it through with him, he said, Landon, you'll always regret it if you don't go to LSU. It's the best job in America. He blamed LSU, dude. This guy can't take accountability for anything. He can't just say, I wanted to go to LSU because they paid me a ton of money.
He blames Saban. Which I think it's also a coward move on Saban. Saban only wants the teams that he coached for to be good. And what's that? What if I'm an Alabama fan and I hear that Saban is saying that LSU is the best job in the country?
Fraud. Cancel the documentary.
Are they taking down the statue?
Cancel it. Cancel the Netflix thing or the ESPN thing. I can't believe he said that, dude. He stood up there and said, Saban told me to do it. So basically another grown man made your decision for you to go coach. All right. That's college football, national title, so on and so forth. Let's get to the Bills, dude.
Do it.
So you know what? Let me play some football. Let me prime you up here. Everybody shh.
Football. Yay, yay.
Okay, Bills fans. Let's talk about it. Spend a few minutes here talking about the catch that wasn't a catch, that was an interception, the coaching, the owner coming out. This is Bills o'clock right now. How does this picture make you feel? It's a picture of Devontae Adams with seemingly the same catch as Brandon Cooks.
I'm over it. Well, you
There's-
got to
there's
add
a-
you got
there's
to
a
add the
third one,
other
right?
one on. Yeah, it was the Patriots Texans game. I can't remember which team it was, but it was a fumble, but they called him down by contact. So 3 instances of a similar situation happening, 2 of which were catches that got ripped out by the defender. One was a fumble that was ripped out but not covered by the defense. And they called him down on 2 of them and an interception on the Bills. And look, at first I was like, it's probably an interception because Brandon Cooks doesn't catch the ball very well. He catches everything with his body, so he obviously didn't catch it clean. When he hit the ground, the ball probably would have bounced up in the air and he might not have caught it. But as more videos and pictures and things have come out and in more of a high speed, which is slow motion, the stuff you watch on TV is like 30 frames per second because of how they do it. We shoot everything in 23 frames per second unless it's slow motion, which can be 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. NFL Films dropped one. And dude, it's a catch.
I've
It is a
seen one
catch.
going around the internet.
It is a catch.
How did the
Based
Bills
solely based off of everything else that happened throughout the weekend and the things that it was called is a catch. The same thing happened to the Bills last year against the Chiefs when Cole Bishop came over the top of Xavier Worthy. They called it a catch, not intercept. Like, it was the one time, and I don't know. The most frustrating thing for me is, yes, the Bills have been in the playoffs for 7 straight years, 8 of the last 9 years. In all 8 of those losses, we have lost in a dramatic fashion.
That was my question.
There has never been a blowout. The first year Josh Allen let's take it back to the first year McDermott made the playoffs. We go down to Jacksonville and start Nathan Peterman instead of Tyrod. He throws 5 interceptions. We lose like 9-3 or so. Like, we lost a very low scoring game.
Tyrod should have played.
Then Josh Allen makes the playoffs. We go to Houston and blow a 12-point lead. We lose in overtime. Then we make it to the AFC Championship out of nowhere and lose a heartbreaker to Kansas City. That was the only game that wasn't really close. I mean, we were in it the whole game, but it ended up being like an 8-point loss or something. Then we have 13 seconds. Then the rules change for that. The next year after that, we have a guy die during the middle of the season. And we're emotionally tired. We lose to the Bengals at home. Then we miss a field goal. Then we get stopped on Josh Allen gets stopped on 4th down. Another rule has to change.
Even though it showed clearly that he was over the line.
Yes. And then this year, and it's just like that right there is the sole reason that, I had a knee-jerk reaction of like, I was really pissed off when we fired Sean McDermott, and I've actually come around on it. And I'm like, something had to change. And I've talked about before, maybe we have a Andy Reid situation where it's like he's getting us to these positions, but he can never get over that hump like Andy Reid was in Philly. I talked about that this season. I've talked about it before, and it's just like I thought Sean McDermott did a really good job this year based on the players, that we had to play because of injuries and in certain situations. We brought free agents in that were suspended for 6 weeks. And then you come in, we're dominating. Those guys get hurt. And then we played practice squad guys, similar to the Niners most of the year, especially on defense. And as complicated as Sean McDermott's defenses are, I thought he did a good job this year of getting those guys to play well. But when it matters most, we've not gotten it done.
They can't get
And
to stop.
yeah,
You
and but the past 2 years, and I'm not one. Look, I'm gonna praise Josh Allen until the day I die. I think he's the greatest quarterback on the planet. But it's been 2 years now that he's had a ball with a chance to win. The offense hasn't gotten it done. Now, look, that's a catch. He should have gotten that done. It was a bad call. The Bills got screwed. But look, we should have never been in the situation because we shouldn't have had 4 turnovers before that.
Yes. And he missed Dawson Knox.
Yes. Well, he missed Hardman the play before this on 2nd and 11. He had him wide open on an out route, and he missed him.
Yep.
Threw it short.
Yes, I remember that. You answered all my questions. I was going to say some of this has to go on Josh Allen.
100%.
And I'm not just saying that to be a jerk, because we rip each other on this show, and we're not shy to
Well, I said the Eagles game was on Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't play very well down the stretch. And I don't know if that's because
they said he may have to have foot surgery. They're going to get another look at it. Though.
Which I'm sure that's some of it. And he gets banged up. I mean, he got sacked over 40 times this year. He only got sacked 14 last year. He got sacked over 40 times with the same offensive line that he had.
That's not an offensive line problem. That's the same thing with Purdy. I'm watching the Seahawks and they're like, you're watching Purdy play against the Seahawks defense, and Pearsall and Jennings are running into each other, and you watch it from the very tall screen, and you're like, these dudes can't get open at all. Like nobody is open, and you can't. Like, what are you going to do? And I'm not saying Purdy's Josh Allen. I'm just saying
Josh Allen doesn't throw the ball away either.
True, but it's also because the receivers aren't separating. Like,
no, not at all.
The offensive line didn't change. It's just when you have people that watch tape, they're like, holy shit, these receivers are slow. I mean, they were bringing in guys all season.
Right.
So,
and I don't know. You can say the press conference was a dumpster fire today.
Oh, yes, I have all the look at this. I have it all.
Yeah,
but McDermott said that he pointed out that the Super Bowl lacked talent to win the Super Bowl, or the roster lacked talent to win a Super Bowl.
I think it would have been a stretch, based on the players that we had playing. We had a lot of key guys out, and like I said, we talked about it earlier in the show. It was Dane Jackson, a practice squad player that we elevated for this game, has to go in for one play because Trey White's out. Denver Broncos throw a touchdown.
Same thing happened to the Niners.
Darnell Savage, a guy that's a practice squad player that we had to bring up for this game, had to play 5 plays, and the Broncos threw a touchdown pass on him.
That's what happens at this level, though. If you turn the ball over and your players aren't, and you have a player that's not used to being in there, it happened to the 49ers. Bernardo Green got cussed out by Shanahan for doing something. They took him out. The very next 2 plays, there's Jackson Smith and Jigba running across the back of the end zone wide open.
Yep.
They will make you pay. They will make you pay.
But it's so frustrating how we've lost the past 8 times in the playoffs. And it's I think that Pagula is right, and it's it's time for a new voice. And I think it's silly if we go. No, I would probably not watch the Bills next year if we hired Tomlin. But
on your screen, folks, is a picture of Mike Tomlin in Bill's outfit, saying that he's hired as the coach. And I made this just to make Javon mad.
I think we have to go offensive-minded coach, because you don't want Josh Allen changing.
We're in lockstep right now, dude, because everything you're saying, I have a slide for. Because look at their list.
Yeah, and I think that you have to go offensive minded, because you want somebody that's going to be there for the rest of Josh Allen's career.
Yes.
You can't bring in another defensive minded coach who's going to try to change the defense up, and Josh Allen has to change coordinators every 2 years. He's got to have somebody consistent in his ear, and somebody that's going to develop him into somewhat of a different player, mainly because he's getting older and he can't keep taking the hits he's taken. And I don't know if you've done this, but I watched the Netflix John Elway documentary.
I
And
haven't watched it now.
the entire time I was watching it, I was like, this is Josh Allen. This is Josh Allen.
Interesting.
And let me tell you why. Elway had Dan Reeves as a coach when he got drafted by the Broncos.
Okay.
Dan Reeves, they went to a Super Bowl, so that is a difference. But they went to a Super Bowl very early in John Elway's career. Then they kind of went stagnant a little bit. They were, and Elway was taking some hits and making some bad throws. Well, they bring in a guy by the name of Mike Shanahan.
Ever heard of him?
Yep. They bring in a guy named Mike Shanahan in as the offensive coordinator. And Elway loved Mike Shanahan. Well, Shanahan and Dan Reeves butted heads, and they started arguing and not getting along. So Dan Reeves got rid of Shanahan. Then the owner of the Broncos decided to relieve Dan Reeves of his duty. So you know who they brought back to coach John Elway later in his career?
Shanahan.
The guy that he liked that helped develop him, Mike Shanahan. And Mike Shanahan won a Super Bowl with John Elway. So let me ask you this, based off of this list of people that the Bills have requested to coach.
Those who can't see it, the list for the Bills head coach are the offensive coordinator now, Joe Brady. Then you got Jags offensive coordinator Grant Udinski, ex-Giants coach Dayball, Colts DC Lou Anarumo, Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver, and then Commanders running back coach Anthony Lynn. And then there's probably going to be more, but that's the short list right now. Go ahead.
So based off the story that I just told you about John Elway, who is the one person on this list
Dayball
that the Bills have had as a coach? He butted heads with the current head coach.
Yep.
He left. The owner fires the head coach. Brian Dayball. Now I'm not saying that I necessarily want Brian. That? I'm not necessarily saying that I want that. But if the stories are parallel between John Elway and Josh Allen is going to follow that same path, it has to be Dayball. Based off if they're going to be the same story. Do you want
that?
I don't know. I don't know who I want. And I want an offensive minded coach. I don't think this cycle of coaches is as good as last year's cycle. We should have done it last year.
The only one worth Ben Johnson would have been awesome for the Bills, but I think the Kubiak guy from Seattle.
But do we want to wait 2 weeks to get that?
If you think he's the guy, yeah.
But we don't even know. Like, we can't talk to them till they're done playing at this point. So do we want to wait 2 weeks to even talk to them?
I think Dayball's up for the OC job in Tennessee too.
Yeah. I don't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily mind Dayball coming back, depending on who he brings in as his defensive coordinator.
You can't hire any of these guys on the bottom. Anarumo, Weaver, Anthony Lynn. Like you can't. Anthony Lynn's already done it once, hasn't he? It was terrible. That might be another Raheem Morris situation.
All of these guys, except for Grant or 4 of these 6 guys, have coached for the Bills already. Anthony Weaver and Anthony Lynn, they've been Bills coaches. Yeah, the Anthony Lynn was the interim when Rex got fired, and everybody thought he should have gotten the job instead of Sean McDermott. And then he went to the Chargers, and he had 2 good seasons and 2 bad seasons. But that was also during the transition from St. Louis to L.A.
Yeah, you can't hire.
I just don't know enough about the Grant guy. He's 30 years old. He's been under Liam Cohen, who calls plays, so he hasn't even called plays. I want a guy to be my head coach that hasn't called plays. Same with Davis Webb.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying he's a hot commodity. He hasn't called plays, and he's Josh Allen's best friend. So I don't want that. I bring him in to be the offensive coordinator. Brian Daboll, head coach, Davis Webb, offense coordinator. He would know Daball's system because he played for the Bills when Daboll was there. I mean, I don't know. Keep Joe Brady if you can. Not as head coach, but an offense coordinator. Like, the Bills were good offensively. We're scoring 30 points a game. Now there are
Yeah.
games that we had 15 points, but like
I don't think
that was
their
against the
offense was ever problem.
Texans. Like,
Their problem was situationally, like you can't give up leads. You just can't do it. You've got to be able to stop that.
yeah,
That's a
we're
situation.
front runners.
Yeah.
Until the fourth quarter.
Pagula was asked if he's so adamant that the officiating messed him over, then why fire Sean McDermott? He goes, quote, I did not fire a coach based on a bad officiating decision. I feel like we had hit the proverbial playoff ball, 13 seconds, missed field goals, the catch. Like, this is where the playoff, the press conference today was absolutely off the rails. Pagula saw the guy from the Ravens, Bashotti or whatever the hell his name is. Is that the same guy who makes the airplane cookies?
I don't know.
That's who I thought of. But so the Bills owner gets. I mean, there's a whole bunch of this league that's about to happen in the next like 5 minutes when we roll through these slides.
Yeah.
So Pagula said all that, and then Schefter reports that Bean was answering a question about Keon Coleman and the Bills wide receivers. Pagula said, quote, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. And then he says, quote, that was Brandon being a team player. He's taking heat over it. I'm here to tell you the true story. And then Bean got up there and said, these are hurtful accusations, and I would love for anyone making that accusation to walk in the door, ask any player. You know, for someone who questioned my character, it's BS. In 2023, there was an article about Sean accusing things, who stood up and defended him. So I don't know what is going on with Pagula and McDermott and Bean, and it just seems like it's everybody was together too long, and they needed to be separated.
Yeah,
And then,
it's
of course,
it's
the
two
internet
people
does,
that have been married a very long time and they're tired of each other.
yes. And of course, the internet does what it does, and they find all the quotes and videos from the draft or the combine that says he went to bed last night saying it's Keon unless someone blows us away. Barring some offers of something stupid, we'll take Keon Coleman. So the internet found where he was the one leading the charge of the Keon Coleman
But to
stuff.
me, like that's something that you've seen that was put out after we drafted Keon Coleman. Like none of this stuff was put out before we drafted Keon Coleman. So like whoever's editing this obviously just picked out the clips. You know,
I didn't watch it. I just was like the internet.
But I'm
the
just
internet's
saying,
doing their thing.
being in TV, like this was part of a feature or a show or doc or something that the Bills put out after they drafted Keon Coleman. So the people that edited this, the Bills social media team or whoever, it's, you know, they could have been those three could have been arguing in each other's faces about.
There's no telling what else got cut from.
So it's like, you know, you got to believe some of it. You can't believe all of it. And it's, I think it was their decision. You know, I think it was more of an offensive coach's decision. But
didn't they trade with Kansas City?
They traded back twice.
Yeah.
Because they traded with Kansas City to drop back, and then they traded the Panthers because the Panthers got back into the first round and drafted Leggett. And then, but like, I think the biggest problem here, Keon Coleman caught a lot of strays here. And if I was Keon Coleman, I would call my agent and tell him that they need to trade me.
Yeah, that was.
But like the Panthers, for example, they drafted Xavier Leggett, who stinks, and they're like, he's not good enough. We're gonna go at this again, and they drafted T-Mac, who could be the rookie of the year this year.
Yeah.
The Bills have not done that. The Bills have drafted one receiver in the top 100 picks the entire time that Brandon Bean and Sean McDermott have been there.
Whoa.
Every other receiver has been late in the third round or later. Keon Coleman is the only receiver they've drafted. Now, they traded their first round pick for Stephon Diggs. But we could have had Justin Jefferson. You know,
even the thought of that is ridiculous.
Because that's who Minnesota drafted with because we traded our first round pick for Diggs, then Minnesota drafted Justin Jefferson. It's got to be like one of the only trades ever that has worked out for both teams.
That just sucks that these three grown men are like they can't come out and say that we don't like each other or we got tired of each other. Instead, they use a Keon Coleman draft pick, a young like 22-year-old guy,
Yeah.
just shit all over him for like 20 minutes apparently. So, are you settled with the Bean and the like? Do you still think Bean should have been fired? Do you think? I mean, are you done with the? Are you ready to move on?
Well, I had this. This was my initial thought was Bean was having a power trip, and I thought, because I'd heard about that meeting where they disagreed, and you kind of felt it brewing because Sean McDermott acted out of character for what he'd been doing for the past 8 years towards the end of the season. He never talked about questioning different things. And then the trade deadline hit. We didn't get a receiver to help our offense. We didn't get anybody really. So
the same thing.
And then Darius Slay goes on waivers. We claim Darius Slay. He doesn't want to play for Buffalo. We get rid of Ingram to make room for Slay. The Houstons pick up Ingram, and Darius Slay doesn't come. So like we lost a person that had been a practice squad guy for a couple years, and then he'd made the roster, and he'd played very well for us the past 2 years. And he'd been a guy that Sean McDermott developed because I was about to say a walk-on. He was an undrafted guy from Buffalo. He played at UB, Buffalo Bulls.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott developed him, and he'd been playing very well for us. And then Bean had to release him to make room for Slay, and Slay didn't come for us. So, like, all that happens. And then Sean McDermott starts talking about it, how he was frustrated about losing Ingram, how he's frustrated, when then we play the Jaguars, he's frustrated about, we could have gotten our Jacoby Myers was a very good pickup for them. And he's saying things kind of out about Brandon Bean, but not directed toward him. So like you kind of saw like something developing there where they kind of went back and forth. So that's kind of where I got my power trip thing from. And then, we lose a game. Josh Allen's crying, which he hadn't really cried like that in the previous 6 losses that he's had in the playoffs.
He's gonna be a dad.
And Sean McDermott goes up on the podium after the game and talks about the refs missing a call, and that's not something he does. So you kind of, in hindsight, you're like, did he know that was his last game? Because they told him if he wasn't going to win the Super Bowl, he was gone. So I don't know. There's a bunch of things that we don't know. We'll never know because we're just fans and we're not in the locker room. But my initial thought was Bean was on a power trip. He fired McDermott before people pointing the finger at him for having a bad roster. But like the more I've thought about it, is like we didn't have the guys we wanted playing at the end of the year. But to make it to the playoffs for 6 straight years, to have a win in the playoffs for 6 straight years, you don't do that with a bad roster.
Yeah.
A good coach can cover up stuff for a year. He can't do that for 6 years. It's like we don't have a bad roster. We just didn't have the guys playing because of whatever situation. We didn't have guys. I mean, we don't have good receivers. I'm not saying that like we have a great roster. We don't have a top roster in the league, but we don't have a bad enough roster to
here's
be
the issue.
In and out of the playoffs. I mean, look, I'm going to use the Niners as an example, but I'm doing that because you're on here. You say it yourself. Either the Niners make the playoffs and go to the NFC Championship, or the Niners don't make the playoffs at all.
Right. It's infuriating.
You could say that on injuries, rosters, good coach, bad coach, whatever, but the Bills aren't doing that. So, like, the Bills don't have a bad roster. We just had a team that can't get over the hump. And who do you look at? The coach. He's had his opportunity. He was very great for us. I think he's going to do an awesome job if he goes to somewhere like Cleveland or, to rebuild something, to put ground foundation for another team to get out of the dweller. I mean, he got us out of the drought. Maybe one day he'll be on the wall.
He's really successful.
He has the highest win percentage. He doesn't have the most wins as a coach, but he has the highest win percentage for a coach in Buffalo Bills history. Says something.
It's gonna be crazy to see what they do, though. So.
Yeah. I was going to delete social media after the Super Bowl. Well, really, I said after the Bills lose, and then I was like, maybe I'll just wait for the Super Bowl. But now I can't delete it till I find out what happens with the Bills.
Yeah, you got to figure out what's going on. And Baker Mayfield is what's going on. Kevin Stefanski didn't he get hired by the Falcons? Yeah, the Falcons. They said there was this tweet that came out. Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed. Started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. Shedeur Sanders closed out with 7 starts. Baker saw this and said, "Failed is quite the reach, pal." I love whenever somebody says "pal." You know they're mad.
Yeah.
Still waiting on a text call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. Oh, baby. Woo! NFC South. We need Hard Knocks there next year. Yep. HBO, do it. That's one of the Souths because you'll see here in a second. But then Joe Thomas from the Browns, Browns legend, tackle. He could be wrong, but I've heard that communication is a two-way street, and there were no laws against you, Baker, sending Stefanski a text or calling him after you got traded. Joe.
He's a Browns guy. He played his whole career there.
Hey, Joe's stepping up for his franchise, dude. He's trying to ingratiate himself. Hey, he's getting out in front of that like William Wallace, on Braveheart, and being like, "Hey, Cleveland, I got you."
You think Baker texted him after that?
I bet so. I bet you they were just like, "Hey, watch this." There's no way you go in the Fox. But see, some of these guys who leave football and they get out of the locker room for a little while, they forget what it's like to be in the locker room.
Yeah,
and they're in the RG3s and the Ryan Clarks. They all they do now is basically talk in clips. You know what I mean?
Taylor Wand.
Yeah, they just try to talk in 2-minute segments where they can get a clip so that they can go post it online. So, also, this was absolutely hilarious. I mean, not hilarious, but Kyle Juszczyk and Christian McCaffrey got an ovation at the Warriors game.
Yeah.
And then somebody said the first game they attend and Jimmy Butler's knee explodes on the court.
Dude, it was like right after they showed him.
Yes.
I saw the clip.
Yes. It was like there's CMC and there's Juszczyk, and then Jimmy Butler blows his knee out. It's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Is that Signetti besides CMC?
It looks like a young Signetti. You're right.
He's smiling, though. It can't be him.
Just some quick NFL coaching news. In it, by the way, I got a hot take on this. The AFC is a Mickey Mouse conference, by the way. The last 20 years. It's Mickey Mouse. There's how many? 7 openings in the AFC, and there's 3 in the NFC. The AFC is a 2-trick pony. It's the Chiefs or the Patriots for the last 15 years. Okay? The AFC is not competitive. I don't care how many quarterbacks you have. It's so damn competitive. Why didn't somebody else make the AFC Championship?
Well, the AFC has for the last 20 years has been playing against 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Okay. Maybe the AFC sucks so bad that you can't beat them.
No.
Don't tell me they're great if they're the same 2 damn teams making the conference championship every year.
It's great quarterbacks.
We'll beat them.
Well, they're the greatest of all time. They're the greatest of all time.
Because they're playing in a Mickey Mouse conference.
We've been trying to beat them, but we haven't had the right coach. So now we fixed that. Look, let me tell you this though.
Go ahead.
If I'm a Niners fan, I'm a little concerned.
Why you say that?
Because no coach, one coach in the history of football has won a Super Bowl with a team after being there for 8 years or more. Only one coach. And if the Bills probably took this. They saw this and they're like, he's been here for 9. We still haven't made it. It's time to move on. If the Bills go to the Super Bowl next year, if I'm the Niners, I'd be thinking about getting a new coach.
You're not going to turn this into a Niners.
I'd be thinking about getting a new coach.
I was going to be nice and say Josh Allen was not a coach killer and got his coach fired and all this stuff.
I'd be thinking about a new coach.
Here you come, trying to make this about Shanahan and the Niners.
I'm just saying. The Niners should think about it. They can't keep a defensive coordinator.
No, that's because you would sit up here and say who'd be the number 1 coaching candidate for the Buffalo Bills if the Niners fired Shanahan.
Oh, I would take him.
Oh, you're damn right you would. Why the hell would the Niners get rid of him?
Because his message is stale there.
It's not. You mean to tell me
The
he got
message is
practice squad
stale.
guys and people who weren't even playing football weeks ago?
Bills have never gotten beat 41-6 in the playoffs. The message is
I don't care
stale.
about that loss. I didn't care about that loss.
Oh, you don't care about the playoffs?
I didn't care about. I was shocked they were in the playoffs, dude. I was shocked they were in the freaking playoffs.
See, we expect to make the playoffs. We're not shocked.
We do
when our
too
team,
when we got all of our
We're not
players.
shocked when our team makes it to the playoffs.
Your coach is so bad, or your quarterback's so bad, he got his coach fired. Got him fired, coach killer. Him and Lamar getting their coaches fired because they can't beat Pat Mahomes. Now they can't beat Drake May.
Our head coach, who was a secondary guy, his secondary guy, him fired.
Speaking of the 49ers, Robert Salah, he's got 9 kids. I had no idea. He's going to the Titans. I think this is a terrible move because Salah had Sam Darnold, got rid of him, drafted Zach Wilson, and that was terrible. Has Salah learned his lesson? Salah better get some sort of offensive mind in there to get Cam Ward where he needs to go.
That's my thing. That's my whole thing is like, yeah. Tennessee's got a lot of issues.
Yes.
And bringing in a very good defensive-minded person's not going to solve those issues. They can't protect Cam Ward.
Dude, there's already ridiculous amounts of defense in that division.
Yeah.
Like the Colts defense, I mean, it's not the greatest, but the Texans and the Jags are pretty damn good defenses. Plus, Liam Cohen's there. I mean, the AFC South might as well have all the 49ers coordinators. Liam Cohen versus Salah twice a year. Can't wait for that handshake.
And D'Amico Ryan.
Telling you. The Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley from the Packers.
I literally had no idea who that was when I saw him.
He was the Boston College coach that went to Green Bay, and he was their defensive coordinator for the past 2 or 3 years. He's a pretty good coach. I don't know how he's going to do as a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, their defensive coordinator was already pretty good, so that's not their problem.
You're right.
I feel like this is a scapegoat move. I feel like this is not a good idea. The Steelers, Brian Flores, that's who they're looking at.
Makes
My
sense.
dad at CO Stats is going to be so happy about this. Hey, you know what? That's what they want. Their culture is defense. They want defense. They don't want offense.
I know.
We've seen this before, though. It didn't go well.
Yeah, I just don't know how. I mean, look, he's become a very good defensive coach after everything that happened in Miami. I just don't get how he's even coaching after suing the NFL.
I don't. Yeah, the whole thing is I don't get it, but that's who they're looking at. McDaniel's going to the Chargers.
And I'm not surprised by this. And I'm not surprised by this just by the person that he turned into being on the sidelines in Miami. Like his whole look changed. I know he's from California or he's been in California before, but he looks more Cali now than he did.
Do you think Harbaugh is going to be like, hey, khakis, buddy. That's it. That's what.
Here's the thing:
is he going to go the complete opposite way and wear Jinko khakis?
He's been a chameleon because if you remember when he was in San Fran, he looked like a nerd. Like he looked like an IT nerd. Then he gets to Miami, and he starts to look like he's from Miami. What is he going to grow his hair out?
I was just about to say, I bet he grows his hair out.
Does he wear a Hawaiian shirt on the sidelines?
No, I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go overly baggy Jinko khakis and be like, okay, fine, Harbaugh, let's play hardball. You and me. Got our glasses off though. I mean, is he still going to be doing the designer shades look?
What's LA's look now? You know, we would always laugh when we go see Sam when he played in Detroit, and his best friend up there was that dude from UCLA,
Joseph Fourier.
Yeah, so every time we'd hang out with Fourier's friends, it would be all of us from down south wearing our button up shirts, our plaid button up shirts, and
jeans
everybody from LA is in their black leather. we were wearing flannel button up shirts, and they're wearing all leather. It was like you could tell where people were from based off how they were dressed.
The Chiefs are hiring Eric Bieniemy, dude. They're bringing back the band. I don't know what that was a whole weird deal with him. How he didn't get a head coaching job eventually. Something was.
Well, I think people found out that Andy Reid called the plays.
Yeah. And then this was a weird hire. The Lions are going to hire the offensive coordinator from the Cardinals, Petzing. And I remember I was like early on in the season, it was in September. And I was like, who the hell is calling these plays for Cardinals? What an idiot. That's all I remember from that. And I had to look him up. And I was like, this, and I could probably find the tweet of what I said about him a couple months ago. Hold on. I guarantee you, I'll just type in, hold on.
Yeah,
I
I don't get this one either.
Pet Zing. Damn it. It's not
Cardinals weren't very good on offense this year. I mean, they got better when Kyler Murray wasn't playing. But maybe Jacoby Brissett not being able to run, he thought he did a good job because Jared Goff can't run. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude,
the Lions, I'm surprised the Lions didn't get someone better.
Me too. That was, damn it, I can't find it. I just wrote the Cardinals offense stinks.
Probably when they were playing the Niners.
Oh, it was September 25th. Yeah, I just kept saying over and over again on September 25th that the Cardinals offense stinks. Wow. So, yeah, that was a coveted job with the Lions, and I don't know what this guy is. He must know him. We're not going to go over the top 5 takeaways. There was just a bunch of questions. We don't have time to do that. We did have questions, though. Maybe I'll do a short on it tomorrow. How about that? Unless you want to answer any of these.
I mean, I think the Broncos have a shot to win. Like, if Stidham doesn't turn the ball over, I think they have a shot. Their defense is good. If they can get pressure on Drake May, that's the thing. You get pressure on Drake May, and like he rolls out and stuff, but they did a good job containing Josh Allen. Thing about it though is the Patriots, they catch the football. They use their hands and they catch.
That's the catch by Diggs, the touchdown last week.
Yeah, well, the one by Bourne, the one-handed one by Bourne.
That was Boutte. Kendrick Bourne is not playing. He plays for the Niners now.
Oh, Boutte, whatever.
Boutte.
But
John Boutte.
The Patriots catch the football, so I don't know. I think it'll be a pretty good game.
Are the Bears actually a cold weather team? You can't be a cold weather team and lose to a team from LA in the cold.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Well, the Bears are known to have that's where quarterbacks go to die. But that was that throw. I don't know why he ran 25 yards backwards, and this is another thing that I don't understand.
Never gotten to that point though.
Well,
he missed a 5-yard out before that.
This is me getting mad again about the Bills. That never happens for the Bills. Like that receiver, he didn't do anything to get open. No. He stood there.
And then he acted like he's never seen a football before.
Yeah. And Caleb Williams threw the ball 40 yards off his back foot because he ran 25 yards backwards for no reason. And it was like the easiest catch that receiver probably had all game. And
he just stood there and caught it like a punt.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. The Bills make it look harder than that.
Is the 49ers window closed?
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
It is closed.
I'm being objective, though. Is C.J. Stroud still a franchise quarterback?
I would have gone to Davis Mills
100%
during that game.
Next gen stats. Are the Bills in a rebuild now?
No. I think what's going to happen is the Bills, they have a couple players that were McDermott's guys, like big-time McDermott's guys, like they came in when McDermott was hired as a coach, who are pretty big hits on our salary. I think we're going to get rid of them, clear some salary space up, and be able to have room to bring in some guys that the new coach likes. We're going to draft a wide receiver in the first round. Then we're going to get a edge rusher that can rush the quarterbacks. The Bills haven't had a sack in the playoffs by a defensive end in 6 years. Won't get any pressure on the quarterbacks in the playoffs.
Unbelievable.
It's a coaching issue because we get sacks in the regular season.
And they brought in Bosa too.
And he was terrible the last half of the season. I don't think he'll be back.
they will disappear. Like they will literally fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I had some NFC or some championship divisional round stuff. Did you want to fly through that real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Championship Sunday, January 25th, 3:00 is the AFC game. So we'll get Patriots, Broncos. Then the late game will be Seahawks, Rams, and we'll be on after that. Initial thoughts, who wins each game, quickly?
I think it's Patriots, Seahawks.
Damn it. This NFC Championship is like the worst possible scenario. Why couldn't it be like the Falcons and the
I think if Bo Nix was playing
Commanders or something?
I would go with the Broncos. Stidham hasn't taken a snap all year.
The Patriots are this team of destiny. Like they're,
I'm just waiting for Mike Vrabel to Mike Vrabel.
Well, he has been. The Houston, but the problem was that C.J. Stroud was C.J. Strouding.
Yeah, that's true. C.J. Stroud ate out. C.J. Stroud at Mike Vrabel.
Exactly. That was, dude, that fumble where Danielle Hunter like ripped the ball, literally just took it out of his hand. I cannot believe they did not recover that ball.
Yeah.
Like that would have changed the entire complexity of the game. But this NFC Championship is just going to be a hate watch for me. Just utter disgust. Like
I'd rather watch that game than the AFC game.
I'd rather watch the AFC game.
Yeah.
We're just still bitter, is what that says.
Oh,
we just
1,000%.
Granted, I did not expect the 49ers. Like, dude, when they return that opening kickoff.
See, to me,
I was just like, dude, this sucks, man. I wanted to sit down and at least enjoy most of the game. But after that, I was like, this thing's over, dude.
Yeah.
You can't give the home crowd that. And
then that one pick that Purdy threw,
dude,
where it was like he lofted it. Like that was like the weakest 8-yard throw I've ever seen.
If you watch the replay, the tight end Farrell, like he turned around and did like a little hook route, and then he shuffled his shoulder inside, and then went the opposite way. So he ran a choice route and faked inside. And when he faked inside, Purdy let the ball go, and then he went to the other way, and it just hit Ernest Jones right in the face.
Purdy doesn't know his receivers.
Well, no, because he hasn't freaking thrown to that guy.
Purdy got his defensive coordinator fired.
Purdy got his defensive coordinator elevated. Since 2011, the AFC Championship has featured the Patriots or the Chiefs. Mickey Mouse Conference. 15 years.
Two of the best quarterbacks to ever play a game.
This is trash, by the way.
Against two of the best coaches to ever coach the NFL.
This is garbage. Like, and they've only played one time. That was in 2018.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This is BS, dude. This is absolute nonsense. Two teams for 15 years. And the fact that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I've had to watch
6.
the Patriots win our division for 20 of the last 25 years.
6 years the Chiefs had it. And now the Patriots are back. Like, that is dumb. Shout out Jimmy Garoppolo. This is his 7th conference championship. A possibility for a revenge game. He plays for the Rams. He played for the Niners. He played for the God, dude. This guy just making money.
Yeah.
This is the NFC, the Mike versus Sean, and in the AFC, it's Mike versus Sean. Mike McDonald, Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel, Sean Payton. So we could get an all Sean or an all Mike. I wonder what's going to be more likely.
Mike.
Dude, it pisses me off. I mean, look at the two coaches in the NFC. Look at the three coaches in the NFC, dude. NFC West.
Yeah.
I bet you the NFC West, if you split the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, they'd go win almost every division in the AFC.
Not the AFC East.
Dude, what a stupid division of coaches.
Yeah. Young, too.
Stupid.
Although Shanahan looks like he's aged 50 years since he's been at the Niners.
Yeah. By the way, NFL graphic right here. We should have known. Because the four closest to the Super Bowl, still in it. NFL leaked the script. We didn't even see it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's still the color's still alive.
You're right. I tried to make an angle for red, but people shot that down pretty quick because there's a lot of people that said, yeah, well, it's got yellow and the Rams have yellow. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
That's a good
and
point.
green for the Seahawks.
Yes. People were going after me, dude. Hey, engagement farming. I honestly didn't even think about that, but like that is honest to God's truth. You could probably ask Jay about that. There's 100% true that I did not even see the yellow and think Rams or give green and
because you're
think Steelers.
colorblind.
Well, I just tunnel vision. The Niners were in the playoffs. That's all I saw. Red, like the Predator. All right, NFL narratives, AFC NFC Championships. Let's play a little game here, real quick. NFL wants the Seahawks to win because football's in Midwest now. They want football to stay in the West.
They want, Northwest. It's in the north.
When's the last time a bird team won a playoff game or a Super Bowl?
Probably the Seahawks.
Was it the Ravens or the Seahawks?
Ravens haven't won since Flacco. Seahawks have won it more recently.
Eagles. No, the Eagles. Yeah, the
Eagles won it last year. Idiots.
Wow. So they're looking. Is something going to happen with birds? Is there bird flu? Oh,
So the
shit.
year of the birds?
Shoot.
We going birding?
Wow, let's see. Hold on. Okay, this is a stupid list. Tell me who won. I don't want to look at who played in the game. Tell me who won the game.
The Seahawks won last year.
No, the Eagles won last year. I'm trying to look for a trend, though. Stupid. Eagles. Do bird teams win it back-to-back? Oh. Falcons, Eagles were back-to-back.
Falcons didn't win it, though.
I know. Seahawks went back-to-back. We should have seen this coming.
But they split. The Falcons, the Eagles split. The Eagles back-to-back, they split.
So no matter what, the Seahawks aren't winning the Super Bowl. There you go.
So the birds split.
Yep. There you go. The NFL wants the Rams to win because this is easy. The narrative here is Matt Stafford.
Well, I was going to say their logo most resembles Trump's hair. I can't look at that logo and not think of Trump just because of like the hair.
I was Stafford and McVay. The NFL loves Stafford and McVay. They love Stafford.
That's another thing is like
Collinsworth is calling the Super Bowl too, for crying out loud.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Like Bean's gotta just stop talking to the media because the last few times he's talked, he's eating his words. He went on the radio station after the draft and got into an argument with the host about wide receivers.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did yell at them for wide receivers.
And then he's talked about all these new GMs they're just playing fantasy football and they're not doing it right. And he's like, we're trying to avoid a situation that we have to strip the team down like the Rams did after they won the Super Bowl because they are paying too much and blah, 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 blah. They're giving up all these first-round draft picks. Well, guess what, buddy? The Rams are one game away from making it back to the Super Bowl after they're won it, tear down, build back up before the Bills have. So it's like, there's other ways to do it than he's been trying to do it.
The Rams draft well. They've hit on like 7 defensive players.
Yeah. I mean, they have two of the top receivers in the league, and one's on a rookie deal still.
Yeah. The NFL wants the Broncos to win because, well, it's kind of changes now, but it was the whole Knicks theory. But
I was going to say because they
revenge game, Sean Payton he can get his revenge against the Rams.
Yeah.
For the non-PI call. How many times is that going to be played? If the Broncos make it, there you go. That's why they want it. They're trying to. I was
going to say it was part of the settlement for whatever he's doing in New Orleans.
Oh, bounty.
Yeah, bounty game.
It's definitely Sean Payton's the focal point. NFL wants the Patriots to win the Super Bowl or make the Super Bowl because
they want Robert Kraft to be more of the face of the league than Jerry Jones.
those are the two worst faces of the league I've ever seen. Dude.
As far as owners go.
No, the NFL needs a villain. Like, and they're just playing the hits, baby. They, as much as they're going to try, they can't make Drake May a villain, dude. He's not villain.
No.
His wife is doing too much on social media with her cooking videos, and he's too likable of a guy. He's a little brother, like he's the youngest of four or second youngest of four. Like you can't.
No, he's the youngest, I think.
Yeah, you can't. They need the Patriots to be the villain.
That's
step
what
in for the Chiefs.
Vrabel's going to be the villain.
Yeah. So there you go. That's why the NFL wants them to win. All right, that's enough. Shout out Miami Redhawks for absolutely crazy MAC basketball season.
Undefeated.
He's the runt by 3 inches too. Good point, Bebo.
Sounds
okay.
like BMO with our friend group.
Hey, check the pictures. Which song do we want to play? Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Whichever.
We didn't do a lot of divisional round preview, but we did talk about the Bills and the national championship, and those are the two most important things as of late. What song are we gonna play?
Anyone you want.
That's up to you, dude. You're the outro music guy.
I know. I'm getting there.
Okay. Check out the podcast. Check out all the socials at the Millie Goats anywhere except for Twitter. It's at Millie Goats, like a bunch of idiots.
We love football.
See you Friday night.
Yeah.